Hello again, and welcome to another thrilling edition of whatever this is. It's Stephen Meadows talking to people, I guess we'll call it for right now. I will come up with a name at some point. I'm hoping in the next couple of days I'll figure something out. But anyway, today I want to talk about something that I thought of the other day. So when you're in business, you can be lazy and still be successful, because you can pay other people to do stuff for you. And you can be cheap because you are a hard worker and you can do the stuff yourself. But what you can't do, and very rarely be successful, is be cheap and lazy at the same time. And I know a lot of people try to be that way. You probably don't even realize you're doing it. But it's interesting to see how let's say something like sphere of influence marketing, for instance. You can either put the work in yourself and reap the rewards, and it's relatively cheap because you're doing it yourself. We would call that sweat equity in the real estate industry if you were building a house or doing repairs. And it's fine. So if you're lazy, though, you don't want to do that. I don't have time, I don't like doing it, whatever. Guess what? You can pay someone to do it. There's plenty of services out there that will create and manage campaigns that make your life a lot easier. But if you're cheap and lazy, so you don't want to do the work, but you don't want to pay someone to do it for you, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have a hard time getting traction in your business. So let me share with you my quick philosophy on the paying someone else to do it for you thing. This is a lesson I learned years and years ago from one of my brokers in Tennessee. I was being asked by an agent to help out with something. Like, she wanted me to spend an entire Saturday going around with her showing houses. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And my broker pulled me aside. She's like, don't do that for free. Your time's worth money. I was like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, you're a broker, so your time's more valuable, in my opinion. Of course, she would say that because she was a broker. And I was like, okay. And she said, if you want my advice, you need to look at your time in dollars. So if you're doing activity A, what else could you be doing that would generate income if you weren't doing activity A? So the way I look at it, so I'll just pick an arbitrary $50 an hour. So if I say that my time is worth $50 an hour, I can then use that as a baseline to decide what activities I do and do not partake in. For example, mowing the lawn. When I lived in Nashville, I had over half an acre. And I was not going to push mow it. No, thank you. And I wasn't going to go out and spend money on a riding lawnmower because I'm cheap. I don't like spending money if I don't have to. But then I was like, well, I'm going to have to pay someone to do it then. Well, okay, let's figure this out. How long would it take me to mow the lawn? Probably over an hour because it was big. So let's just say it was going to take me an hour, $50. So if my time's worth $50 an hour, it was going to cost me $50 of my time every 2 weeks to mow my lawn. However, I found a service that'll do it for $45 every 2 weeks. I'm ahead. As far as I'm concerned, I'm saving $5 because I'm paying someone $45 to do something that would cost me $50 to do out of my own time. So I encourage you, if you are an entrepreneur, you have to start looking at your time from a dollar value perspective. Every activity you do takes up time that you could be using to generate revenue. So if it's something you don't like doing, find someone else to do it for you. If it's something that you're good at and you can do quickly and easily, then don't waste the money. Just take that task yourself. And I will address this again later, and we'll get into more granular detail about maybe when it's time to look at an assistant or building a team, things like that. But for now, I challenge you to start looking at your time from a dollar perspective. How much is it worth? What am I wasting it on? How much could I be accomplishing if I wasn't spending time doing these tasks? And can I pay someone else? So that is all for now. Just remember, you can't be cheap and lazy and be successful. Have a great day.